This is the Noon News from Montana's news leader.
Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us this Friday. I'm Aja Goare. Our top story this half hour: members of President Trump's cabinet under fire today for expensive taxpayer-funded travel on government and private charter jets. The trips were taken by Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price, Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke, EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt, and Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. CBS's Major Garrett has more.
All of the trips, as I mentioned, had been approved.
Secretary Price suggested it's President Trump's agenda that forced him to take 10 trips on private charters.
We have a very ambitious agenda, and we were trying our doggonedest to be able to accomplish the mission.
Price announced Thursday that he would write a personal check to the U.S. Treasury for nearly $52,000 taxpayer dollars it cost for his seat, and that taxpayers won't pay a dime for my seat on those planes. But according to Politico, his actual bill to taxpayers may be more than $1 million after it was revealed he used military aircraft for trips overseas. The president has made it clear he is not pleased.
I am not happy with it.
On Thursday, White House Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was asked if Price's job was safe.
We're going to conduct a full review, and we'll see what happens.
The White House is conducting a cabinet-wide review of private air travel. The latest member under fire is Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke. According to the Washington Post, he spent more than $12,000 of taxpayer money on a private charter from Las Vegas to his hometown in Montana, despite the availability of a $300 commercial flight. The president's EPA administrator, Scott Pruitt, has spent nearly $60,000 on non-commercial flights, while Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin also frequently used expensive government and military planes. Major Garrett, CBS News, the White House.
We reached out to former Montana Representative Ryan Zinke for comment. The Secretary's office tells MTN News, quote, "The Secretary traveled on charter flights when there were no commercial options available. All travel is pre-approved by the Ethics Office and the travel lawyers in the Division of General Law." 9 days since Hurricane Maria devastated Puerto Rico, citizens are lining up in the pouring rain for basic supplies. Food, fuel, and drinking water are running low. U.S. Marines are using a filtration system to convert salt water to clean, drinkable water. The Trump administration says it's delivered thousands of gallons of water and 1 million meals to the island. But with roads blocked across the island, there's no way to distribute the supplies to all places in need. For thousands of people, the solution is simply to leave. People boarded a cruise ship this morning headed to the U.S. mainland. Some say they're never coming back. 200 linemen, along with construction and project managers from the Flathead Valley, are heading to Puerto Rico to rebuild the island's entire power grid. The crew from Whitefish Energy in Whitefish will start rebuilding the transmission power lines that are vital to the restoration of key water supply dams. The company's CEO is in Puerto Rico right now and says the situation is large-scale urgent. He says they plan to grow the staff levels to over 300 to support the people of Puerto Rico for at least the next 6 months, but he says it could end up taking years to complete the project.
Usually when we come into a situation like the hurricanes that just hit the mainland U.S., we go down there, there's still some resemblance of a grid. You know, you're repairing maybe 35% of a grid in those cases. Nobody's walked into a situation where they have to repair 100% of the grid. It has to be rebuilt, or near 100%. So, you know, we're looking at it pragmatically. We're ramping up appropriately to the task.
Turn now to the weather scene with Ed McIntosh. And Ed, things are a-changin'.
That's right. We got a lot of changes this weekend, Asia. Go ahead and take a look, because things will start off warm and dry all across the region, but western Montana will start to feel some of the effects early tomorrow and then push across the rest of the region. Colder, wetter weather, some high elevation snow, and freezing and frost should be pretty widespread, especially as we start getting towards the middle of next week. As the front moves through, we'll get some windy periods and some chilly mornings will continue. So while we still have some good conditions around, keep in mind that there could be some power outages. Make sure that you plan ahead for that. Winterize now your lawn and your RV, your boat. Fix pipes that might be able to freeze. Cover plants over the weekend and take advantage of these warm temperatures in the short term. We'll show you what those short term and long term temperatures are when we come back.
Thanks, Ed. The petition to recall Pend Oreille County Sheriff Carl Suda is now awaiting final approval from the clerk and recorder. Pend Oreille County residents filed the petition in July and have since received more than 550 signatures. People who signed the petition allege the sheriff is incompetent and unprofessional. In a written statement to MTN, Suda says he's confident voters will support him. Suda says he is here to serve everyone in the county, including residents who signed the petition. The clerk and recorder's office now has 30 days to approve those signatures. Once verified, Suda will have 5 days to resign, and if Suda does not submit his resignation within that time frame, the county will hold a recall election. The suspect driver who led authorities on a chase through Billings and crashed into a teenage driver last night is still at large today. MHP says the suspect turned onto the wrong way on 4th Avenue North during a pursuit with law enforcement. The trooper stopped the pursuit, but the suspect continued driving the wrong way at a high rate of speed. The suspect vehicle struck an oncoming Toyota head-on, injuring the 15-year-old female driver. No word on her condition today. A male and female passenger in the suspect vehicle also suffered minor injuries. At last word, the male driver who fled the scene on foot is still on the loose. The 3 Montana Highway Patrol troopers who stepped up when a Broadwater County deputy was killed in the line of duty received honors at the Governor's Awards for bravery. Troopers Benjamin Panis, Thomas Gill, and Timothy Wickoff were honored for their response to Deputy Mason Moore's death back in May. Moore was shot and killed during an attempted traffic stop. Trooper Panis was the first to respond to the scene, and Troopers Wickoff and Gill led the pursuit of the suspects. Colonel Tom Butler said in a statement, quote, "We are immensely proud of the bravery and dedication to the public demonstrated by all officers involved on that terrible morning." A group of senior citizens won't let their age stop them from maintaining Butte's historic Our Lady of the Rockies statue. MTN's John Amy has their story.
These old-timers may be retired, but they're always ready to get back to work, especially if this lady needs some help.
But then again, too, you know, I mean, I've been working with a lady for 37 years now. Why quit now?
Lee designed and built the Our Lady of the Rockies statue at the top of the East Ridge, which was a project started by the late Bob O'Bill in dedication to his wife. This week, they're removing an old chain link fence and installing an iron fence that was donated to the lady to put around the statue. Several local businesses and people donated time and materials to clean and paint the new fence.
Anytime the Lady of the Rockies asked for anything, no matter what, the people donated. People love the Lady of the Rockies.
Lee has been good at getting free help to keep the statue in great shape.
I was called the biggest bummer in the 35 years. I bummed every. I was always all bummed with that. We never had no money.
The guys working on this project are in their 70s and 80s, but they have no plan to slow down because they say they're always going to be dedicated to the lady.
Well, the lady takes care of us. That's why we lived as long as we have.
I think it's really great for the town. So what's good for the town's good for me.
People visiting the statue appreciate the hard work these volunteers put into maintaining the lady.
I think it's pretty cool. I've been up here probably almost 5 or 6 times now, and it's definitely cool to see some work being done because, I mean, the chain link fence isn't the nicest thing, so this is going to be awesome for sure.
Dedication to the lady. In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
Thanks, John, for that report. And the project is expected to be completed by next week. Still ahead on the noon news, a stampede at a train station in India leaves several dead. Details next. But first, it has our weather forecast. Stay with us.
You're watching MTN News with Aja Goare, Storm Tracker.